Hello everyone, this is Decoy. Welcome, and today I'm going to be showing you some more Cities Skylines tips and tutorials. Today we're going to be focusing on building a dam and where to place it and how to get the best efficiency out of it. As you can see here, my city is built alongside a rather nice and large lake. With this lake here, if we look at the flow direction, if you click on water, it'll bring up the flow of the map itself. As we can see, this little ocean here, or large lake, sorry, is pulling the water through and coming around these corners and out through to the other side. A good place to place your dam, initially you'd think would be right here, at the mouth of the river. But in doing so, at least with my experience, the dam itself doesn't properly function. It is something that's being looked at, and is a known bug, but if you want the best efficiency out of it, you'll need to place it further down in the more narrower parts of the river, and it will only give you power if in front of it you have these positive lines here. Let's go ahead and lay one down. I'm going to lay it down right about here. The mouth opens up a bit and then narrows out, and this way we get these strong currents. Now the dam is actually quite an expensive tool to place. The larger areas you do it in, you pay a lot more money compared to small areas, but you won't get as much power. One thing I've noticed, however, is placing the dam, even though here it says I'll only get 32 megawatts, I've actually gained a lot more than that, because the power is not based on the size of the dam, but more so the flow that's happening with the river. I'm just going to go ahead and place one right about here. Now it says here I'm going to get 32 megawatts, which really isn't a lot of electricity. But with it placed, just have a look and see how the water is affected. When you place your dam, one thing you'll notice straight away is the water on the downstream side of the dam will actually start to lower, and on the upstream will increase. And this has not happened to me before, but I'm sure it'll fix itself. Yeah, there we go. It's just starting to level out now. Let's click on the dam and see how much it's producing for us. Getting 48 megawatts, now 64. That's almost, well, it's twice as much as was initially expected. Here we go, 96 megawatts. And probably get back down to 64 now. What I've noticed when it comes to the efficiency of the dam is it won't actually start producing electricity until the water line is roughly about here, where this little line is here. If the water line is too low, you won't get any power. More importantly, the water won't actually flow at all. So that little electricity dam, which wasn't actually that expensive, but is quite expensive to run per week, is producing 80 megawatts, which is quite a lot. Now I'm just going to go ahead and remove this dam. And a little water glitch will happen, but that's fine, it will clear itself out in a second. This water's flowing. Alright, so it's just going to start clearing itself out. I'm going to go ahead and place a dam right in the mouth. Here we can see there's a lot of water coming in, flowing in this direction, and heading down the stream. If I place a dam, I reckon about here, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's still right here. I'll connect to this road. If I'll place it here, it says I'll get about 80 megawatts. Let's see what happens. Straight away it's not producing anything, but I've just placed it down, so maybe that's just taking a while to set it up. See what happens. Speed up time a bit. Okay, so the water's flowing over the top. It's producing 120, 128, quite a lot. Okay, it's starting to get a bit steady. 80, 96. But the water's actually starting to drain quite a lot on this side. Okay, now it's starting to get lower. And as you can see, the water is actually pretty much disappearing from this end. Slowly getting lower and lower. And with that, the power of the dam is also losing its power too. Okay, 48 to 32. Water's getting more polluted because not enough fresh water is getting through. Okay, 16. And you'll be wondering, like, why is that doing that? Well, it's a bit of a glitch with the game at the moment. But you can tell if it's going to work or not if you now switch to the water overview. And you can see here, the arrows flowing in are not anymore. They're just staying steady. There's plenty of flow on the other side of the river. But what you might actually notice is this will start to drain so much so that there'll be no more water left here. And the water that's flowing down this end will actually start flowing back. And you'll get this weird little pattern going on. There'll be no power here and weird water effects. And if you've got any sewage going in, as you can see, it'll just pollute the hell out of it. Let's see how much it's producing now. 0. Absolutely nothing. As I was saying before, let's just demolish this and see a little tidal wave. Tidal wave of sewage. But as I was saying before, it's best to place it further down the stream in the narrower points where there's a lot of flow, because it's not based on what you're going to get at the very start. Because we said we're going to get about, I think it was about 60 odd or 48. We ended up getting about 90 to 80. So it's best to place it in the narrower regions. Here's 48. Nothing. Oop, I may have broken this one actually. That's probably because I was messing with the water physics, and as you can see, the water's quite low. So it's best to place it down here when the water's not being messed with like I have. And just be prepared to save your game beforehand, because dams are quite expensive and they can kind of mess the game up. And what I found the best efficiency when it comes to electricity are these, oops, here we go. These advanced wind turbines produce about 17 to 20 depending on where you put them, and they're quite cheap to run per week, so you're only $186 per week. And the solar panels, no way. The solar panels produce a whopping amount. Here's 139 megawatts, but they're a bit more expensive to update per week. So when it comes down to design and preference, as you get to the later stages in the game, you're not going to need, not going to be worried so much about your upkeep, because you start making a lot of money, and these wind turbines can be a little bit unsightly. So if you got the money, use solar panels. They're good on pollution, they're good on power, they're just a little expensive to run. Dams, purely if you like the aesthetics. Actually, it's been a while now, let's have a look at this dam, see how it's doing. Nope, it's still broken. And there's just sewage everywhere. Okay, yep. I'm going to hold off on the dams for a while. Anyway, this has been Decoy. So if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. And I'll hopefully see more of this in the future. Thanks guys, peace.